Now that we've discussed the 3D coordinate system, let's actually find out how we can move things around in the 3D space. So let's say you wanted to use the camera to go left and right around this character and zoom in and out. The first thing we need to do, of course, is to enable our 3D layer. That's step number one. Now let's go over here in any blank area and right click, and let's create a brand new camera. For now, just accept the defaults, which is fine. And as you can see, we have our camera. The next thing we're going to do to play around and get used to 3D is we're going to change from the active camera to custom view number 1. As you can see, this is our camera. But to really see what we're doing, let's go to where it says 1 view and turn it into 2 views. And let's click here until you see these little orange guys so that you know that we're in this current view. And we're going to change this one from top to active camera. So this is what we're playing around with, but this is the camera that we're looking through. So we'll click back on this guy again. We'll click on our camera, and I'm going to take this view here, and I'm going to zoom out so I can see that camera. So as you can see, when I click on the Z and I move my mouse towards the elephant, you'll notice that we're moving in 3D space. Likewise, I can move it away. So that's just one way to zoom in and out. Okay, this is a great technique when you want to have several flat objects that are in different layers as far as depth. So you have like one building here, one building over there, one building here, some grass and trees, and then you can move the camera through those objects. I'm going to grab my Orbit camera tool, which lives right here under the Unified camera tool. And this gives me the ability to click and swivel this guy around a little bit. I'll go back to my regular old selection tool. And what we're going to do now is actually let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. I'll click on this X handle on this tool and we'll move left and right. So we're now moving along the X axis. And last but not least, let's go ahead and grab the green guy, which is the Y axis. And we'll move it up and down. So as you can see, when you move the camera around, and yes, it can be animated like everything else in After Effects, you can do all kinds of cool things to really emphasize things in your animations. So if you want to zoom in on a character, and let's say this elephant's bionic, and you want to focus on his eye, you just boop, 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 boop. It's like the $6 Million Man, that sound. And now we can see what he's saying. And you can do all kinds of cool things. Or if you're doing a flat image like this and you're doing a documentary, you can simply move the camera around slowly as you talk, and talk very slow and monotone like this. The Mastodon was the ruler of the plains in the early days of life on planet Earth. So as you can see, guys, you can have a lot of fun with the camera. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit of practice as far as moving around in 3D space.